Anyway, our next speaker is also part of our wonderful staff and part of one of the people who helps put this together so you can eventually see it on Channel 8. Don Boyer, he's a volunteer with the audiovisual guy for Pecha, semi-retired quality and engineering consultant. In his spare times, he sometimes writes poems and earned the nickname of the Poet Engineer. If you were wondering, engineering poetry tends to rhyme because engineers are structured thinkers. Tonight, he's presenting some family poems he created over the years, and let's see what or how well engineered these poems are. Welcome, Don Boyer.
Now the awkward 20 seconds. I've written these poems over the years about my family, and I have pictures of my family in this. We'll start with the first one, my oldest daughter, Barb, when it comes up. There we go. Little girl with silken hair, you sit so lonely in your chair, book in lap, head bent with grace, a hint of frown upon your face. There is so much you have to know, and why is all the learning slow? Lovely, lonely little girl, these books will set your mind a whirl. I'd like to take you on my knee and tell you so that you could see the wondrous things the world can show, and all that's good there is to know. But fight you must and fight you will for every scrap of knowledge till a day when you will say to me, come with me and you will see. And maybe all too soon, one dusk when darkness fills the room, you'll see by lamplight in a chair a little child with silken hair. This is her son, Scott. I wrote that when Barb was a little girl. Christopher Paul knows it all. He knows why he's thin. He knows why he's tall. He knows why he's blonde and why he wears glasses. He knows why he fails. He knows why he passes. And Christopher Paul tells it all. My youngest now, Katie. There are birds and ants and dogs and cats and Sunday hats and sunny skies and busy flies and dreamy eyes. These await you. There is green new grass, the smell of gas, trout and bass, a fresh spring night, your very first fight, and that feeling just right. These await you too. How lucky you are to be born. My wife. Once copper it was, and burnished it shone, and fiery it was, and warming and pure. It set her apart as one all alone. It seemed to give confidence and make her sure. When nature went bleak, its colors drained, the last fling of glory long dead on the ground, she walked through triumphant, false colors retained, and preserved for the winter, and worn as a crown. Then golden it was, and brightly it glared, and brilliant it was, and painful to see. It set her apart as glory unspared, proclaiming her presence, a visual decree. When nature awoke, stirred by the sun, it burst out in colors, awakened, renewed. But spring light is likely to make colors run, and copper to gold ran as if on cue. And silver it will be, and tempered and fine, and glowing it will be, and soft to the touch. The blessings, the vision, which so long were mine, were unknowing gifts, still valued so much. The beauty she's brought me, she's still unaware, and might not have guessed had I not written that through the years I've adored her hair. Its changing matter has my heart smitten. She's not gray yet, by the way. Now me. Dare I look deep within the eye of every stranger passing by? If I look deep within the stare, I fear I'll find a person there. And then I'd want the person out, and that would mean appease his doubt by telling him just who I am. I drop pretense, I give up the sham. But then I'd be without defense, without a sham, without pretense. What risk there is in passing by, of looking in each passing eye. Still shocked. What strangeness makes me take the pen to fill the page at this late hour? The thunder pressures from within. Without as well, it brings a shower. Beside me, warmth, cajoling sleep, and rumbling clouds outside are singing, soothing, swaying tones so deep, as if my Father's voice were bringing comfort to the anxious son. The clock is ticking. It's 1:30 and still is ticking. Why is it then I cannot sleep when I'm so tired I almost weep? With pen and page I try to catch the moment and let an age go by. Love like flowers I would not have, suddenly bursting bright and fragrant, opening trustfully to the sun, by evening dead or dying. Love like trees is more my kind, slow to green, patient seed, storm-tempered, branches spreading, each year more glorious. Out with it, dig it out and let it free. This sudden mood which comes surprising as the eucalyptus scent on a wayward breeze deserves a life, so let it out. Structured thought, if you are pleased, or not. The color of words is not from ink, instead from thought. Each person's a poem, and each heartfelt word's a poem. Why salt the fears of loneliness? Why water pangs of pain? Why fight the tide of emptiness? Why bounce back up again? Why shelter thoughts from memories which rip at open sores? Why have instead the fantasies? Why shut the heavy doors? Why shut out things I cannot stand, believing what is not? I know it's wrong, but then again, I ask myself, why not? The searing thick heat makes your body stink. At every small move it pours out sweat. It's still a treat to slow and think, to jump from groove and be only wet. When weather is harsh and rough to survive, it takes all your will to keep up your drive. The trivials wash, what's left only 5. Breathe, eat, drink your fill, find shelter, stay alive. I put a clock on the wall, and it was a good one, too. Each hour it rang out a song. The clock on the wall is for you. I put a clock on the wall and adjusted its regulator to make it run on time, not too soon or much later. I put a clock on the wall and started it off to ticking. I sat down to wait for you, and the clock on the wall keeps ticking and ticking and ticking.
That was great. Good job. Thanks, Don. All right, you've had love, you've had orbs, you've had a lot. Because of that, we're going to take a 10-minute break. So feel free, there is Nectar of the Gods in the back there. And just so you'll know, for the record, when they started PK, part of the rules were that Nectar of the Gods needed to be present. I don't know if it was for the speakers, for me, or for you, but it is there. Let us all stand up and share it. Thank you. All right, everybody able to imbibe in the Nectar of the Gods? Feeling okay now? Rolling. Now, can anybody tell me what is the name of this called? All right, Pecha Kucha. Very good, very good. At first, everybody thought it was a disbanded street gang that was meeting here, but it's not. All right, let me figure out where I'm at here.